Okay, so here we are on round 1, pistol round for CT side. Sorry about this black bar over here. My recording software kind of tweaked out. But you'll see, Potato comes up late and just isn't well prepared for this. And then you see, we notice that top connector is clear, then we just give it up. When you could have had Danny come behind you, and then we would have had control of top connector. But this works too. You'll see it does have a pretty good crossfire with where he is. I don't know if it's really crossfire, but he's got backup from dark, and then he moves over here. And the random smoke to help him. There's not much the CTs can do. Now up here, he's starting to get to the point where he's can't be trusted by anyone, and he's starting to get into like the dangerous part of the map. But there's only one T left, and he ends up getting the frag anyway. So overall, that was a very good round. But what I would change is, earlier on, I would have taken control of top connector, and then maybe fallen back after the first or second guy. And then later on, I would have been a little less aggressive. You were low on health, and the positioning just wasn't there with your teammates. Okay, so round 2, we end up losing. So let's see what went wrong. We're making the same mistake as last Danny will be using, or last round I mean, Danny will be using the utility, and Potato won't do anything off it. Potato waits for Danny to peek, and he's late for the re-peek, but dies from a pre-fire, I think. But since Danny's throwing utility, maybe a Molotov here, close, medium, maybe a grenade far down, you can both peek into upper banana. If you want to peek into lower banana, you're going to use some more utility, but you can to get information. But you should be getting be trying to go for upper banana control. At the very least. You don't have to get, you don't have to be looking down here, but you do have to get control of this area. Here we are, round 4. Potato goes in with a very nice pick. Alright, and then he gets flashed, senses that there's more coming, and falls back to this corner. And here I am. Now, once that flash popped, I should have fallen back to not be as not likely to die. But since I did do something stupid, you did make the right choice in falling back. You do not have any smoke grenades, but you definitely had enough money to buy a smoke. You should, if you have enough money, you should always have a smoke grenade on B to throw it into the main push to delay an entrance.
Smoke! Throw in smoke!
The smokes will come in. Danny should. Yeah. Only bad thing I noticed about this round that Potato did. I mean, obviously I messed up by being too aggressive at banana, but the only mistake Potato made was when he was solo on site. That's not a very good angle to hold solo, because you can't really hide anywhere or reposition yourself. So overall, it was a pretty good round. The only thing I would have done different would be to I would have held from dark, or what's this called, sandwich, or new box, or somewhere where I would be able to fall back, or over here by the CT cross. Just somewhere where you have a backup plan, because you don't have a teammate that can that can shoot at the enemy while you're trying to reload or reposition. Okay, so here we are in round 9. You'll see the same problem with Fountain. There is one player playing in the CT cross, but he does get smoked off, and he does not have smoke to smoke back. So as soon as that smoke popped, you should have rotated to new box, someplace a bit more easy to play around. So, Danny does try to help you by pushing through the smoke, but there's not much you can do, and they take sight, and he has to hide in, Danny has to hide in church and wait for the rotate them. Okay, so here we are on round 10. This problem is not Potatoes whatsoever. So Potato is holding the CT cross angle. This is kind of risky because you'll get pre-fired a lot. I like to hold this angle a bit more passively, but you know, you want to play differently every round, so that's not really a bad thing to play this angle every once in a while. So Potato spots out the player, and you notice Danny is on Coffins. So this player is pushing Potato with a MAC-10 close range. He has a pretty good chance to get Potato. However, Danny fell back and he can't see what's helping. What could have happened now if Danny was still playing where he was is he would have just got the kill right here. He would have got the kill, and Potato ends up cleaning it up regardless, but it could have been done a bit more efficiently and safely. Now I can see Danny falling back if he either got flashed or there was he saw an AWP or something like that. But if there's just one player running up, it's his job to well, it's both of your job really to help set up a crossfire, and he kind of pussied out on that. Here's Potato going for the retake on A site. We have Danny in library, and Potato going towards arches. Now, because we are in a 2v5, it is a good idea to stick together. There is only 2 of you, and you'll notice so Potato gets shot at from the T in library, and Danny goes to peek the angle. Now, you should have coordinated this with Danny, and this will just come with more time playing. It's not really something you're going to learn just by doing it once. But what you guys should have done is peek or went out at the same time. You see Danny's walking back. He should have noticed you coming out and went. This will just come with time and checking the minimap more, but if you doubled up on him, it would have been an easy kill. Alright, here we are on round 17. This one should be pretty obvious. I'll just let it play out. Just note on the minimap there is a CT in sandbags. And Potato did throw a nade at him. I think it's Corn. But he just barely doesn't check the angle.
Throw in smoke. Throw in a flashbang.
So, and then Corn is able to get that knife kill. So, if you are the first 2 in angle, which you will be a lot, Potato being entry frag, people will just come behind you and expect everything you ran through to be clear. So they saw that you were already in the top of Banana, so they just assumed you already looked here. You know, we already ran past. There's obviously nobody in there, but there was. We just didn't check, and it ended up getting me knifed actually, which also gives them way more money. But I mean, he shouldn't have knifed, but that's regardless. The knife is regardless of that point. Just make sure to check the ninja angles. Okay, round 18, we just got to pick A side, and Potato was playing with Bomb and Banana, so decided it's best to come middle. Now, the random gets the frag to get CT middle control. This is smoked off, and because you just ran from Banana, and you notice this rotate player is still all the way up here, you should know by timing that it's still a couple of seconds before they come into before they start pushing through arches. So this smoke, I'm sorry, this Molotov just could have been used more efficiently. Yeah. It could have been used towards Pit if Pit wasn't already cleared, or it could have been used in the after plant to delay the CTs. Okay. So this round, you'll see I make the mistake by peeking well before the smoke pops. You see here. But this smoke is popped, they've been flashed over, and you can see the enemy is already rotating. So we need to focus on getting control of sight. Just need to focus on getting control of sight faster. Not that there wasn't a sense of urgency in that, it's just it was very clumsy and unorganized. It was a good speed. As you see, if you were to get frag out, you probably would have killed these two guys as the two new ones were coming up. It was a good speed of the take, albeit Potato being Potato was the last one in, but it was a very clumsy take. If you notice, Potato going all the way around the smoke, and then they each get picked off by separate players. Okay, here we are, round 21. I'll just show you what happens, and then I'll go over how he could have done better in a practice. Alright, so here we are. You see Potato was over at middle. He was playing towards, or he's looking towards, what do you call it, short A. And then he shoots short A, figures there's nobody here, and moves his crosshair over as if he's setting up for this. But when he moves his vision over, this guy peeks and then kills him. So what Potato could have done was, he's holding this angle and he wants to check arches. He could have strafed over like this and then checked it from this side of middle. That way you're only exposing yourself to one angle at a time. So, and then you could focus on this side. Because what players will do a lot, and what this CT was doing, is he'll wait here, peek, hide, wait here, peek, and then hide again. So Potato just happened to have bad timing that the player was hiding when he peeked, and then the player peeked when Potato looked away. So he could have saved that just by repositioning to a better way to fight the new angle. Okay, so this one is just another instance of Potato just not checking his mini-map enough. So you'll notice the whole team goes arches and he solo plays towards A, and that gives the rifler a chance to pick him off. You always want to be with another teammate if possible, and in this situation it was very possible. He does get the information, but the information that there is a player playing short, but our team is only halfway up arches, and we are fighting with this guy, so the CT player does have time to reposition before we sting on sight. So for this play, I just recommend staying with the pack and closer towards the front of the pack too. Okay, so here's a classic example of don't dry peek an opper, or don't dry peek a position an opper could be holding. So that would be banana for this round. Now, we are saving, but Potato did happen to have enough to buy grenades this round, which is, otherwise I wouldn't point it out if he didn't have enough money, but he could have bought to like 3k and had flashbangs or a Molotov, and we could have used the utility to get control of banana.
Grenade out.
But we don't have any utility, and Potato ends up having to peek dry, and he just gets picked off. That was a good attempt at a pre-fire, however, but it would have been more effective with flashbang, or would have been more effective if we just Molotov'd car earlier and pushed up. Okay, so this round, Potato's just going to be playing way too passively, playing behind the team. So originally the plan was for him to solo towards B, but he gets grenaded, and the team is already pushed up out middle, so he decides that's a more reliable choice.
Laying down smoke.
Okay, so he's pushing up. Now we got apartment control.
Throwing fire.
We got apartment and boiler, so this round's going really good for us. It's just we have, I don't know who this is, but this person and Potato are just slow to the action of entering.
I am throwing smoke.
Or you could say that the rest of the players entered too early too, and we should have waited for Potato and whoever this player is to rotate. Now, the banana being pushed up, you were aware of. Potato was looking down at it. It's just bad timing. He looked down and checked it, because he knew they were pushing up banana because he was supposed to be the banana player, right? But it was just bad timing. As soon as he looks away, the CT decides to peek. There's not much you could have done about that, but you could have been more up with the team, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just wanted to point out a simple mistake Potato's making here. He sees Zix running back with the off, and he runs up to throw this default grenade. Nothing wrong with the grenade. I would have pre-fired the angle, but nothing wrong with the grenade throw or anything. It's just when you have the grenade out, there was nobody really watching your back. So if the CT decided to push, he would have got you with your pants down. So just be aware, you generally don't want to have grenades out unless it's safe or you have to. And in that situation, you didn't really have to use the grenade. You didn't have to push up until a teammate could have came and helped you. But regardless, with the enemy's position, it does not matter this round. But just for future reference, you want to be a bit more safe when you pull out your grenades. But knowing this, I've been noticing this a lot on the team, is that we keep dying with our smoke grenades out, or flashbangs out, or switching to our AK or whatever. So just try to be more situationally aware of yourself. Okay, last round is going to be the complete opposite mistake of what happened last time. You'll see Potato, you'll see him notice that guy library. He gets a couple shots off at him. Yeah, so my timing's really bad, I'm sorry. So he pushes, and there's a guy library. Now, first off, he had a Molotov, and nobody has cleared underpass yet. So it would just be common sense. You're the first guy in. Nobody's peeking you right now. Just toss the Molotov by the bike in underpass, but that doesn't really end up mattering this round because nobody's there. Now, there is this player in library. And Potato knows that, yet he just jumps with his back turned to the player. He had a flashbang, and this player had a smoke. So you could have either thrown a flash over and then tried to get pit, or asked for a smoke on arch side and then went to pit. But yeah, it's just not a. Or if there is no utility, you just should have not exposed yourself to that player unless you were already aiming at his position.